For generations, early education has been viewed through a romanticized lens, treated as a localized calling, driven entirely by a passion for shaping young minds. The modern educational landscape operates on a different scale. Cross-border demand for qualified instructors has moved teaching into a highly structured global market. Make no mistake, enrolling in a specific teacher training program is a binding contract with your future financial reality. Selecting your certification purely on how much you enjoy working with children is a strategic error. It locks you into specific salary brackets and severely limits your geographic mobility before you even enter the classroom. The specific acronym you choose to put on your resume, whether that is TEFL, ECCE, or Montessori, becomes the architectural ceiling of your entire career. To thrive in this market, educators must abandon sentimentality. You have to treat your certification choice as a strict ROI calculation. ROI stands for Return on Investment, a measure of what you financially and professionally gain relative to the time and money you spend getting certified. All major teaching certifications share the exact same minimum barrier to entry, a 10+2 qualification, meaning a standard high school diploma. Despite this identical starting line, the financial outcomes of these distinct paths diverge sharply. This chart compares extreme earning disparities in India's teaching sector. Entry-level localized roles start at 10,000 rupees a month. High-end global language instructors scale up to 200,000 rupees. That 20-fold difference in peak potential is dictated entirely by your initial course choice. To navigate this data and make a profitable decision, we must evaluate 3 specific career profiles. First, the global optimizer. Next, the impact specialist. And the local foundational educator. Identifying which profile you fit allows you to select a course that aligns with your specific financial and career goals over the next several decades. To meet a massive global demand for English proficiency in the mid-20th century, the TEFL certification was created. TEFL stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language, a credential designed to train instructors for international classrooms. The input required for this path is relatively low in terms of time. It demands only 120 to 300 hours of study. However, the barrier to entry is high in a different way. It requires existing, high-level English fluency to even begin. The output is access to borderless teaching roles. A TEFL certificate qualifies you for online ESL tutoring, ESL meaning English as a second language, as well as corporate language training and international school placements. Experienced TEFL instructors have the highest salary ceiling in the industry, reaching up to 200,000 rupees per month. The major trade-off is the nature of the work. Your career is divorced from holistic child development. Instead, your livelihood becomes entirely dependent on global language market demands and corporate training budgets. TEFL is the ultimate vehicle for the global optimizer, someone willing to trade localized impact for maximum geographic mobility and peak financial return. Moving away from global corporate training, we enter the deeply specialized realm of SEN teaching. SEN stands for Special Education Needs, focusing on students with learning disabilities and developmental delays. The input for SEN training is intense. It requires 6 to 12 months of academic study, alongside an immense, non-negotiable reserve of personal patience and empathy. The output qualifies you for vital, highly specialized roles like an inclusive classroom teacher or a therapy assistant. SEN roles offer strong, stable earning potential. Salaries scale reliably from 40,000 to 80,000 rupees per month for experienced educators. There is a high risk of emotional burnout in this field due to the demands of the classroom. However, in exchange for that friction, you enter a sector with rapidly growing demand and almost zero market saturation. This path is engineered for the impact specialist, an educator willing to navigate emotional rigor in exchange for career future-proofing and high societal value. If your focus is strictly on the critical 0 to 8 age range, the standard paths are Montessori and ECCE. ECCE stands for Early Childhood Care and Education. Montessori is a heavily child-centered methodology introduced by Dr. Maria Montessori in the early 1900s. The input here requires a massive time investment. These courses take anywhere from 6 to 24 months to complete, requiring deep mastery of child psychology, nutrition, and holistic development. The output secures you highly structured, localized roles, such as a preschool coordinator or an early learning curriculum developer. Despite the heavy time investment, the financial ceiling is strict. Entry pay is incredibly low, ranging from 10,000 to 25,000 rupees a month, and the absolute peak salary is capped around 60,000 rupees a month. You are explicitly sacrificing global mobility and peak wealth. In return, you gain deep community stability and the psychological reward of early developmental intervention. These paths belong exclusively to the local foundational educator. Here, the primary dividend paid out over a career is emotional fulfillment, not financial leverage. The market data shows a direct, inverse relationship between global earning potential and age-specific localized pedagogy. This decision tree maps your optimal path based on one question: what is your primary career driver? For maximum income and borderless travel, the data points towards TEFL. For societal impact, your route is special education. For community stability, choose Montessori or ECCE. Attempting to force a high-income global career out of a localized ECCE certification is an unwinnable battle against the market's architecture. Education is a massive global market. As an instructor, your certification is your product packaging. It tells institutions exactly what you are built to do. Before committing months of your life to a program, you must ruthlessly audit your own risk tolerance, your time availability, and financial ambition. The best teaching course doesn't exist in a vacuum. It only exists in alignment with the specific financial and geographical reality you intend to build.